121 Main Street by the members of the Seacom Federal Credit Union. Kentucky Fried Chicken on Main Street by the 2 Homestead Dairy locations in Massena. North Country Sports, your hometown sporting goods store. By Verville's Flowers, 235 East Orvis. Massena Building Supply, 70 Water Street. And by your friends at Dixie Lee, 212 East Orvis Street, Massena. Stand by the Division I Championship in NAC Hockey on WMSA. Well, good afternoon again, everyone, and welcome back to the Maxey Hall Ice Arena as we get ready for game number 3 in the triple header here, and game number 2 in our doubleheader on WMSA. It's the Division I championship game between the Massena Red Raiders and the Potsdam Sandstoners. I'm Jerry Manor. Alongside me again for the commentary this game, Dave McLennan. And I guess this is a game you play for as you go through the season, David.
Certainly is. You mentioned the triple header. This is the third act, Jerry, and this crowd, and it is a crowd. I went down between the finish of the last game, and they're just packed. They were out the door, 3 abreast, Jerry, and out the door waiting to get in here, and I don't know where they're going to put them all in. Maybe some of the folks from the first game, Lake Placid and Alex Bay, might have left by now and opened up some room, but this is one they've all been waiting for. The crowd is eager anticipation. The Sandstoners and the Raiders have met twice before. First game up in Potsdam, Massena winning 4-1, but the game much closer than that. In fact, the Stoners could have easily come away with a win. And the second game down in Massena, they weren't in the ball game. They were beaten 5-0, and they're certainly going to have to. They can't play as they did that second ball game.
Certainly should be a good game, and we're looking forward to it. The Potsdam Stoners will be the visiting team, and they'll be introduced first. And, of course, as you might expect, a very large Potsdam crowd here as we are playing in Potsdam.
Potsdam does come into today's game minus one of their big hockey players, Shane Hewitson, who did not play down in Massena due to an injury, is not with the club today. He's down in West Virginia, at the University of West Virginia, trying out for a golf scholarship. So that's a big win. Marshall his forces, and he was really pleased the way the Sandstoners played that night.
Well, right here, Massena getting introduced. Potsdam has already been introduced. I'll tell you what, there are a lot of Massena people here too.
Big number 1 just being introduced, and he's been a main factor in the success of the Raiders all year long. Massena coming into today's game with a 21-1-2 record and number 2 ranking in the state. The Sandstoners coming into today's game 15-8-1 overall and tied for 9th in the state rankings. And this is a must-win situation for the Sandstoners. If for them to go any further, they've got to win. If they lose, they're not going to get the at-large bid. And the Raiders have the luxury, if you want to call it that way, of being able to afford. They would pick up the at-large bid if they did not win this game. But as we talked about before, you don't look at it, the coaches and players don't look at it from that perspective. You want to go in winning, and that's the uppermost thing in their mind, is a win here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the beginning of our game, we honor America. Few moments. And we were pretty close. I figured it'd start about 4 o'clock, just a little after 4 o'clock. But, of course, a lot of awards to be announced after that Division II game. And we'll have a bunch more after the Division I game. But, again, our officials, well, we kind of like this pair. A pair from Lake Placid, Butch Martin and Denny Allen will be calling the game. And Mike Miller will be the off-ice official in the penalty box, or the third official. What do you call him?
I guess the minor official.
The minor official.
Jerry, I think that the Sandstoners probably will have a similar game plan as the St. Lawrence Central Larrys try to accomplish, and I'm sure Potsdam hopes with more success. They can't go, skate with Massena because of a few injuries and because of the Hewitson's out. They probably got 2.5 lines, so they're going to try to slow the play down, I think, as much as possible, and again, play tight, play tough in their own end, and play for the breaks. Raiders starting with their big line of Captain Pat Tracy at the middle, Scott Murphy on the left side, and number 11, Scotty McCracken, Thompson, and Adams on the points.
Putnam's line out for Potsdam. Putnam, Duran, and Fowler. And we're underway. Thompson flips at Potsdam zone. After it is big Kevin Talcott, and he flips it around the boards. Mike Adams, the drive. Nice save. Blanchard back to Thompson. His drive deflected just wide. Murphy picks it up in behind the net. Centering pass right in front. Tracy, the shot. Another save. The puck still free. McCracken jamming at it. And oh boy, Massena right off the bat putting on all kinds of pressure, and Kip Blanchard equal to the task.
What a save off of Pat Tracy. The Raiders all over, threw the puck in the Sandstoner zone, came right after just like a hungry lion, and Scotty McCracken slipped it out to Pat Tracy about 15 feet out in front, and he had both sides, and Kip Blanchard just robbed him. I'll tell you, you mentioned their hit number 3, Kevin Talcott. He's their big hitter out there. He can really throw his weight around.
Off the face-off, we've got the Jake Morris line against the Mike Saber line. They're going to dump it in the Massena zone. Goes in behind the net. Mike Adams after it. Flips it to the 45. Tommy Moore. And he backhands it into the Potsdam zone. Joe DePinto back there for the Sandstoners to pick it up. DePinto poke checked away by Morris trying to center. Bigelow whacks at it. Can't get a stick on it. And DePinto flips it to the blue line. Thompson, did he keep it in momentarily? Potsdam breaking into the Massena zone, but Adams is going to knock the play off Mike Saber's stick and take it in behind. Saber trying to forecheck. Adams, he gets tied up. Durant is in there as well, but it comes free to Jake Morris. Morris starts it out of there. Long right wing pass to Bigelow. Jeffrey breaks it by one, but it's poke checked away back to the blue line, and the Sandstoners come back the other way. Hard check thrown by Tommy Moore. Jason Labarge now flips it back to center ice. In fact, it goes all the way back in the Potsdam zone, and back after it is Jason Buchanan. Buchanan now passes it up to the line. Right there is Jason Labarge to flip it back in the Potsdam zone. Stopped by Blanchard. He falls down behind the net, and Whitcup gets jammed. He falls down, gets it to Labarge. His shot knocked down, and a nice knockdown there by Russ Bitely. Bitely flips it to center ice. Potsdam trying to break out. Bitely follows it up into the Sandstone, or into the Massena zone. Trying to get by Jason Labarge. Comes in behind the net. Bitely looking to center right in the slot, but it's knocked away in behind, and the puck comes free in the corner. Now they try to center. It goes off Fauché in behind the net, and Joey picks it up there. Flips it on the 45, bounces to the blue line. Whitcup whacks at it. It comes free to Fauché. He kicks it ahead, gets it to the blue line, not out. It's Schneider. Schneider, cool as a cucumber, over to Jason Labarge, and Labarge circles at his own blue line, starts out. Here's Labarge down the left wing, flips it deep in Potsdam territory. It comes around the boards for John Thaler, and Thaler breaks back, and Murphy checks him there as he is just back out on the ice. Davis picks up the loose puck, flips it to Schneider, to Labarge. Labarge headman Murphy. Murphy feeds Tracy, breaks it in. He gets upended, and here comes Eric Grayling back the other way for Potsdam. Grayling, the big drive, blocked there by Levac. Brian Levac loses it in behind, gets it back again, flips it around the boards for Murphy. Scotty with it now, trying to flip it ahead, runs into some traffic there. The puck in the corner, they jam at it. Thaler is in there. Levac, it's still poking around free. They try to move it ahead. It's still free. Murphy comes away with it. Here comes Murphy out to center ice. He's got McCracken breaking, takes it across, trying to feed Tracy in the corner. Tracy with it, back to Murphy in the circle, can't get the shot off, and coming back is Putnam to pick it up. Putnam now in behind the net from Grayling, flips it up on the wing. Tracy's there, poking it to Murphy. Murphy dumps it in the corner. McCracken digging after it. McCracken in behind now, rubbed into the boards, gets to Murphy. Murphy trying to center, goes all the way back. Thompson on the fly, and it's wide. Bouncing back to the other point, Levac whacks at it, feeds it in behind the net, and it comes around the boards. McCracken looking for it, and he gets railed. Back to the point it comes. Could have been an elbow. Here's Thompson's shot. High glove save made by goaltender Blanchard. In behind, he loses to McCracken. Scotty with the puck now. Feeds it to Murphy. Back to the point, Levac. Levac flips it back to McCracken in behind the net. Scotty now. Backhand pass around the boards. Levac, he hits it on the fly. Glove save, and he's going to hold on, Blanchard. And we're going to have a face-off. This first line of Massena is hot tonight.
Yes, something that in the last couple games they haven't really been in sync, but they're flying out there tonight. McCracken, Tracy, and Murphy. Scotty Murphy put a lick on Brian Putman and back in the other way. And I don't have number 14, Jerry, on the Sandstoners.
Derek Durant.
Derek Durant, really, he knocked Scotty McCracken on his backside, and a whale of a check. Both clubs, Potsdam showing more intensity in this first few minutes than they did that whole ball game down in Massena.
Off the face-off, the puck goes out to center ice to Jake Morris' line against Bitely's line. Mike Adams in his own end, kind of overskates, loses it, side of the nets. Putnam, that's Putnam's younger brother, Sean, and the puck bounces back to the blue line to Pinto. In the slot, Mike Adams there, back pass goes to Bigelow, and he skates it behind his own net. Jeff Bigelow from Massena starts it out. Headman pass does get out to center ice. We're going to have our first penalty of the game. And I think DePinto is going to pick it up.
A high sticking call, I do believe. Denny Allen is going to call the Sandstoners, and Jerry Patterson is not too upset. He's standing up at the top of the bench, and he's really, is it a penalty, or is it just a high sticking and outside the line? The gate's not open.
Here it comes. It's opening now. I guess it wasn't DePinto.
Number 7, it's going to be Sean Putnam that's going to go. That was a borderline call, but Denny Allen made it emphatically, and Raiders on a power play.
So Massena with their first power play of the game. Thompson with the puck now. Flips it ahead to Bigelow. Bigelow goes on the wing for Fauché. In behind, Buchanan whacks at it. Jake Morris steps in front. Here's Morris back to the point. Mike Adams. Adams flipping it into Morris at the 45. Potsdam looks to try to take away the blue line right now. The puck comes to Thompson. Thompson has to flip it to an open wing, and Bigelow sticks it into the corner. Picking it up there is Putnam. Putnam has it poked away by Fauché. Joey with the puck looking to center. Ripped out of the play. Buchanan picking it up, slides it, doesn't get it out. Adams feeds Fauché right side. Fauché goes to Thompson, intercepted, and it's dumped down the ice by Brian Putnam. And we're down to 48 seconds left in the Massena power play. Still no score in the game. Thompson in behind his own net now, being forechecked by Matt Farrell. Farrell can't get him up with it as it comes to head to Morris. Morris feeds Mike Adams, who just dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Blanchard's going to stop it behind the net. Fauché runs into some traffic there. Comes to Bigelow. He and Farrell jam along the boards. Where's the puck in the corner? Adams pokes it free for Fauché. Right back into the traffic. Now comes free Adams. Steps into the slot. Drops it back to the point, but nobody there. Mike was headed for the net, and then he dropped it back. But Massena didn't have a point man at that point, and we move it back the other way. Thompson, head man to Adams. Adams to Bigelow. Bigelow breaking in right side. Nice sweep check by Grayling. The puck comes into the slot, but it's controlled by the Sandstoners. Adams trying to keep it in at the point. He does. Here's Michael feeding it around the boards. Penalty is up. We're back to even Steven as the puck whistles around the boards to the blue line, out to center ice. Bitely trying to sweep it ahead, but stepping in front is McCracken to flip it in the Potsdam zone. Now the Sandstoners control. Sliding into the Massena zone. And we have a whistle, and we're going to have another penalty, I believe.
Jerry, both clubs are really skating out there. A lot of intensity on both sides. I think we're going to be in for an entertaining, and it's Scotty McCracken going to the backs. Whether he's going to call him for, I'm not sure, an elbow.
Looked like a holding call.
Could be a hold. The Sandstoners going to go into power play, but a lot of intensity on both teams out there.
Okay, we've got Brian Putnam out there along with Matt Farrell on the power play. And I think it's Carl Bradley on the other side. Grayling playing 1 point along with Bitely. Out from Massena, the Tracy Killers. Here's the drive. Grayling, the shot, the rebound. Tracy feeds it ahead, and Fauché dumps it down the ice. Of course, Joey Fauché out there because the other penalty killer, Scotty McCracken's in the box. Here comes Brian Putnam with it. Putnam starts it out for the Sandstoners, makes a shift at the blue line, takes a cross offside, and Joey Fauché just knocked Putnam off stride enough where the wing on the left side, Farrell, went off sides.
Farrell went off sides, but the key was that Pat Tracy came up and forced Putnam at the blue line. It made him detour, and that just that brief little detour was enough to throw the Potsdam wing offside. Good work by Pat Tracy.
Off the face, Tracy wins the draw, drops it to Schneider, who dumps it all the way down the ice. Blanchard stops it with a minute left in the power play. 9 minutes left in the period. First period, it's 0-0 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Back in the Massena zone, stopped by DeRushy. Timmy Thompson now flips it around the boards to Tracy, and he dumps it down the ice. Right on, in fact. Blanchard has to make a save, leaves it for Bitely. We might, I don't know if it got lost in the shuffle, but Bruce DeRushy made a real good save there a few minutes ago back at the other end. Bitely with the puck now. Starts it out. Fauché trying to forecheck him. They get it out to center ice. And it's backhanded into the Massena zone. In behind the net now. Picked up by Thompson. Thompson looks for the hole and finds it. Dumps it. Trying to get it ahead to Fauché offside. And the Potsdam player, DePinto, deflected the puck just enough that Joey was offside. Otherwise, he would have been in on all by himself.
And tender Bruce DeRushy for the Raiders, very active out there. He ran into a lull a couple games midway through the season. Wasn't as active. He handles that puck well, and means a lot to your defenseman when the opposition throws it around and you're able to get out there and stop it.
Off the face-off, 20 seconds left in the power play. DePinto, he and Bigelow go together. Puck bouncing. Bigelow gets a stick on it. DePinto has to come back. Now he drops it on the other side as they move it up to Derek Durant. Durant forced off the puck. DePinto feeds it in the Massena zone. Back after it is Mike Adams. Adams backhands it around the boards for Jake Morris. Morris whacks it. Did he get it out? Yes, he did. and they whistle it dead. Good call by the officials. And that takes care of the power play. 7:55 left first period. There's no score in the hockey game.
Excellent job by the Raiders penalty killers. Potsdam not having a real good opportunity on that last power play. Both clubs back at even strength, and the Raiders with the Jake Morris line out there, and it looks like Potsdam's countering with
Russ Bitely's line.
Is that Bitely's line?
Now Bitely out there with Sean Putnam and Jeff Reed. But now Massena's going to come out with the Fauché line, so they get the third line against the third line. Off the face-off, Fauché loses it in his skates, but Whitcup picks it up. Here comes Whitcup across the blue line. He gets railed twice, but the puck squirts free. Fauché after it, but it's steered into the corner by Bitely. Bitely flips it ahead for Jeff Reed. Reed gets it out to center ice. Tommy Post, who is seeing his first ice time in a couple of games, flips it to Davis. Davis loses Bitely across the blue line, trying to make the shift. Adams takes him out of the play, and Post picks up the puck. Loses to Bitely. Here's Bitely going back to DePinto at the point. DePinto's shot knocked down in front, controlled by Tommy Post. Flips it out to center ice. Massena breaking down Whitcup and Davis, but getting back is DePinto to tie Whitcup up, and coming back for the puck is Jeff Reed. Reed with it now. Flips it back, but not out of there as Whitcup gets a piece, trying to go back to the blue line. It's going to come to Tommy Post at center ice. Mike Adams backhands to Davis. Davis shot from the blue line, makes the save as Kip Blanchard. Now DePinto in the corner, trying to get by some traffic. He flips it ahead, out to center ice, and Potsdam into the zone. In behind the Massena net is Mike Adams for the Raiders. Adams trying to hit the wing, goes to the point. Here's a shot knocked down just wide. Tommy Post kind of screened to Rushy that time, but it goes wide. Now Adams flipping it ahead to Whitcup, goes by him. That's going to be an icing on Massena, and there's the whistle.
I am surprised at this stage of the game, but on two occasions, number 3, Kevin Talcott, has gambled on the line. He's been successful. He's come away up twice a winner, but early in a 0-0 ball game like this, and he's gambling to keep the puck in the offensive zone. As I said, he's been a winner twice, but all it takes is one loss, and you create a 2-on-1.
Putnam's line out there against the Tracy line now. Off the face-off, here's Talcott's drive. It's gloved by DeRushy. And, boy, that was a quick whistle.
He took the words out of my mouth. That was a quick whistle. Usually they'll give that goaltender a chance to, throw the puck off. It was a high shot. Bruce gloved it, and he was in the process of throwing it aside, and Denny Allen blew the whistle.
Off the face-off again. Back to the point again. Talcott, this time he's going to pass it to Grayling. Grayling comes up, whacks it, doesn't get it through. And the puck comes back to the blue line. Putnam is there, trying to slide it, poked away and out to center ice, dumped back in again. And we're going to have an intentional offside called against Potsdam as Derek Durant was deep in the zone. And that'll move the faceoff back in Sandstoner territory. 6:17 remaining in the first period, and we're still scoreless.
We don't see Captain Pat Tracy get his pockets picked too often, but I'll tell you, Brian Putnam just won that draw cleanly and back to the point, and it was a near miss for the Stoners.
Won it twice in a row cleanly. Let's see what happens here. This time Tracy trying to get the shot out, but Blanchard is there. Back to the point, Levac flips it in behind the net. Around the boards it goes. Potsdam moving. Tim Thompson pinches way in, and he keeps the puck in the corner somehow. Now pokes free, and Potsdam breaks it out. Tracy throws a check, and here comes DePinto. Potsdam with a 3-on-2. DePinto shot. DeRushy makes the save. DePinto again in behind the net. Has it taken away by Massena. Back to the point. Here's a shot from the point, deflected high over the glass and into the wall. That shot taken by Sean Putnam, who had just come on the ice. And that'll move the face-off into the circle to the right side of Bruce DeRushy. Massena a little sloppy, trying to clear their zone there.
Well, when they looked up to clear it to the open spot, there wasn't anyone there. As you said, Sean Putnam came racing off the bench, and the clearing pass was a little slow, and he was able to intercept it just inside the blue line. And if he would have been a little bigger, a little stronger.
Off the face-off, Jason Labarge in behind the net as Jake Morris wins it. Morris line out there against, here comes the shot from DePinto, and that's deflected high up into the wall. And this time they'll face it off near center ice.
Again, harking back what we said a little while ago with Talk. At that time, Joe DePinto, again, he's staying on the line. The strong side defenseman is staying. And if the Raiders connect from that defense to wing pass and clear the zone in a hurry, they're going to catch Potsdam on a 2-on-1.
Here's a chance for Bitely. He gets a weak shot, doesn't get through. Schneider flips it in the corner. Now the puck comes to Schneider. He flips it around the boards. Racing for it is Jeff Reed. Reed dumps it in behind the Massena net. Jason Labarge for the Raiders. Labarge looking for Bigelow. at the 45, leaves for Morris. Morris starts out. He's got Tommy Moore. Morris takes it across. Jake, the shot. Nice save by Blanchard. The rebound is dumped down the ice. That'll be an icing call on Potsdam. 9 times out of 10, Jake would have passed that puck. That time he took a shot and almost scored.
And what we were talking about that time, Joe DePinto stayed on the line to throw a check, a needless check. He knocked the Massena player down, but it created a 2-on-1 back the other way. A big gamble, and it almost backfired. I'm sure Coach Jerry Patterson is not too happy to see his defense do that.
Off the faceoff now, Morris's line out there. Bigelow trying to get a piece of it. Potsdam controls it along the glass to center ice. Into the Massena zone. Tommy Post. Back out to center, trying to get to Bigelow. He and Grayling jam. The puck comes free. Adams takes a whack at it. Ahead to Bigelow. Bigelow trying to break by the D. He does. Here's Bigelow's shot. Knocked down. Gets a rebound. Shot. Score! Jeff Bigelow!
That was typical Jeff Bigelow play right there. Perseverance. Picked the puck up in the neutral zone. Gained the offensive zone. Put a fake on the defenseman. Went to the left. Lost the puck, but he didn't give up on it. He stayed with it, picked up the rebound, and batted it right between Kip Blanchard's legs. A typical Jeff Bigelow. We've seen him do that all year, and the Raiders get on the board first. Big goal.
If they gave a sectional MVP, boy, he'd be in the running for it, wouldn't he?
I guess so.
Off the faceoff, Potsdam coming back the other way. They fired in behind the Massena net. Here's a pass right in front. Durashi makes the save and holds on for the faceoff. And again, the Massena defenseman, I don't know where he was, but he wasn't where he should have been.
Not singular, Jerry, but plural. Both of them had vacated the premises. The only 2 players that were out there wore blue and orange shirts. And when Bruce Durashi looked up, he had to be the most surprised guy in this rink, because he looked at those 2 Potsdam players standing in front of him and not a white shirt around. And you notice the coaching staff just made a change for Massena. They took that pair off, and we've got a new set out there.
Pat Tracy against Putnam. Putnam wins it. Talcott trying to get the shot off. He rides into the boards. Big kid. Oh, he's taken out of the play by Levac, who's a pretty big kid himself. And the puck comes free. McCracken. Scotty with it, whacks at it, gets it back. Grayling keeps it in at the point, but is kicked out to center ice. Here comes Murphy. Murphy gets by 1. Murphy gets by 2. He falls down. It goes underneath the Potsdam player. Poke free. Back to Thompson. Fakes the shot, goes to Tracy. Tracy to Levac. He winds. His shot knocked down. We have a whistle. I think we got a man in the crease.
No, we got an interference penalty against Potsdam, I believe. I think they're going to call the Sandstoners for an interference. That last goal officially, Jerry, and what we thought, I didn't see any passes. It's an unassisted goal. Jeff Bigelow picked up the puck in the neutral zone and then did his typical, buy 1, buy 2, and not quitting. Unassisted goal, 10-15. Raiders get on the board first. 4:06 left in the first period, and Massena going on a power play. And that first unit, as you alluded to before, really are inspired. Scotty Murphy is taking his game up a notch, and so is Scotty McCracken today.
And this is the best this first line has played, at least to this point in a while.
In the last couple games.
Off the faceoff, Potsdam's Farrell clears it to center ice, and Murphy comes back to pick it up. Murphy with it. Backhand pass goes to Adams, who takes it in the zone. Adams flip pass. Tracy, the drive deflected. Oh, just over the net by McCracken. Back to the point. Thompson, great job to keep it in. His shot saved. Rebound Murphy, and Kip Blanchard jumps on it. Whoa.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you, dodged the bullet that time. Scotty Murphy, if he was a little more alert down there, he assumed Blanchard was going to hold. The shot came from the point, and he was sure that he was going to cover it up. But Blanchard had trouble with the rebound, and it dropped down to his feet, and Scotty Murphy didn't have that stick down on the ice that we talk about. And by that split second it took him to make the transition from it up and around his waist to the ice, Blanchard was able to cover up.
Off the face-off, the puck goes to Adams by way of Thompson. His drive, the save. Rebound sitting in there. McCracken gets railed, but he gets it back to the point. Here's Adams with it. Thompson winds. The shot deflected right on. The save. Rebound in front. Tracy score! It's 2-0 Massena.
I tell you, Tracy gets the goal, but all 5 players out on that ice. Thompson, Adams, McCracken, Murphy, and Tracy. They were all over the Sandstoners, who were down a man just for relentless pressure, and they were throwing it around, and poor Kip Blanchard didn't have a choice. He made about 2 saves in there, and finally Tracy picked up the rebound and slid it into the open side.
You got to wonder what it is about Potsdam that brings out the best in Massena.
I'll tell you, the Raiders are flying out there.
2-0 Massena, and the puck slides in the Massena zone. Pat Tracy, the captain who got the second goal, coming back in the corner, gets tied up. The puck squirts free. Now the Sandstoners try to pick it up. It is going to be a penalty on Jason Labarge. And Labarge will go for hooking. And that was iffy.
Iffy, but Brian Putman eluded Jason Labarge in the corner and was circling out near the dot, and Jason pursuing him, stuck the stick in under the armpits, and as they said, 99 out of 100 times an official, especially if the official's trailing the play, will call a hooking on that. That last goal, 11:33, Captain Pat Tracy, assists going to Mike Adams and Timmy Thompson, and it was a power play goal.
They worked the power play perfectly that time, and they had some chances before they did score.
And McCracken and Murphy didn't get an assist, but they did as much work inside keeping the puck alive.
Off the face-off, Potsdam on the power play, Grayling with it, trying to bounce it through. The puck stolen, and to Morris. He can't get it out of the zone. Finally comes to Bigelow, and he gets it down the ice. Potsdam on the power play. We've got Jake Morris and Jeff Bigelow, Brian Laback and Timmy Thompson. Russ Whiteley playing the point with Grayling on this power play. We've got Putnam up front along with Farrell, and I think Durant's on the other side, or maybe Carl Bradley. Puck goes in behind the net. In the corner, Timmy Thompson picks it up. Thompson waits. Now he dumps it down the ice, and all the way down the ice it goes. A minute left in the power play. Grayling with it. Massena leads 2-0. 2.5 left in the first period. 2-0 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Here comes Putnam. One of the most talented players in the league. He gets through some traffic, trying to drop it back, gets it back in the corner. Brian Putnam with it, trying to flip it around to Farrell. Farrell in the left corner. Thompson goes after him. Putnam comes up with it, gets to Farrell again. Back to the point, around the horn. Whiteley shot goes wide. They were looking for a deflection. Bigelow, and whoa, he hits it up into the wall. And now I came back on the ice and they didn't blow it dead. Did I go on the wall?
I believe so. I think it might have hit that photographer on the far side. At least he dropped his camera. He's picking it up now.
Well, anyway, the play goes on, I guess is the what to say. Here comes Potsdam in the zone to the blue line. Massena trying to clear. Whiteley gets upended. The puck comes free. The shot just wide in behind the net. Potsdam now trying to get something going. The puck bounces to Thaler. Taylor out by the blue line, flips it in the corner. 2 seconds, 1 second, back to the point. Here's a shot knocked down by Adams. Goes into the corner. We're back to even Steven here, but Potsdam controls, looking to wrap it around. It takes it in behind. Here's the shot. Bounces on. DeRushy holds on for the face-off.
I'll tell you, Massena caught a break. They were down one man. Pat Tracy on a line change came on the ice, and he upended, no question, upended the Potsdam player.
Russ Whiteley.
Was it Whiteley?
Yeah.
He upended him inside the blue line, and the Sandstoners were really putting on some pressure, and neither official, they didn't see it or they didn't deem it was a penalty, but from up here at our angle,
it sure looked like
a penalty. So they caught a break. And those things happen, Jerry. You know, do you think back, those small things, if you add them all up, they mean a lot. They don't show up on the score sheet. But
Potsdam coming right back with the Putnam line, so we're going to see Morris's line against him. Of course, Stan Moore doesn't want to get a mismatch. Potsdam's big line against the Massena third line.
Big number 9, left wing, Tommy Moore's back out there. We don't know the extent of his injury. You heard in the Plattsburgh game, but
Stanley in the pregame said he skated very well yesterday. Here comes Bigelow racing in there, steals the puck, and he gets railed. And the puck comes free to Tommy Moore behind the net. Oh, Bigelow, what a player he is. Here comes Putnam now down the ice. And he takes it into the Massena zone, has it poked away, bounces free in the slot. Here's the backhander. They fire it wide. Now Thompson after it, side of the net. He starts out for the Raiders. Thompson's head man to Tommy Moore. Moore takes it across, gets by the defense. Here's Moore, shot, score! Bigelow! Jeff Bigelow! Oh, no, it's Bigelow, sorry.
Yes, that patented move in full flight down the right side and danced around a Pinto and went around him, swung to the forehand. Kip Blanchard did a good job. He came out, cut some angle, but he left a little bit up top, up in the top left-hand corner, and that's where Bigelow put it. It went in under the pipe and kicked back out. But a great shot and a great move by Jeff Bigelow, and the Raiders are up 3-0. And just to go back, just a second before that, number 7, Sean Putnam, was all alone in front of Bruce DeRushy. He had him down and out, and he backhanded the puck wide. So instead of being 2-1, the play comes back the other way, and it's 3-0 Massena.
So Jeff Bigelow picks up his second goal of the game. I call him Tommy Moore. Sorry, Jeffrey. But anyway, it's a goal for Massena. as Potsdam dumps the puck in. Goes to the side of the net. Tommy Post picking it up, doesn't get it out at the point. Now it comes to Murphy. Murphy overskates. Potsdam loses it. It comes out to center ice. Here comes McCracken trying to backhand. It goes to Murphy off a leg. Here comes Murphy across the blue line to McCracken. To Tracy, the drive. He fires it wide. Rebound goes into the corner. Potsdam trying to clear, kept in at the point by Post. It comes free to McCracken. McCracken jamming for it with Talcott. The puck bouncing to the blue line, and it's Mike Saber out to center ice. Mike Adams picks up his errant pass. Adams drops it over to Tommy Post. 10 seconds left in the period. Post dumps it down, and it's going to be an icing call against Massena. 6 seconds left in the period. The Raiders lead it 3-0 here, and boy, I'll tell you what, Massena's having a heck of a first period. Not only are they playing well, but they're catching some breaks.
Yes, they are. They are catching some breaks. I know the coaching staff, Stan Moore, didn't like that last one. He's saying, Tommy, come on, 5 seconds left in the period. We don't want to face off down there. He could have carried a little further before he dumped the puck. And, you know, this is a big face-off.
5 seconds, a lot of time when the face-off's in your own end. And we're going to see Captain Pat Tracy going against Brian Putnam. Putnam, I'll tell you what, he stripped him. He gets it back to the point, but they're not going to get a shot off, I don't believe. As Massena's Murphy comes up with it. There's the buzzer. And he fires it wide at the buzzer. But Massena will go to the locker room. That's the best first period I think they've had all year.
I'll tell you, they're playing possessed out there. Really came out to play. And it led by that line of Pat Tracy, Captain Pat Tracy, Scott Murphy, and Scotty McCracken. Got him off the mark, got him going, you know. And then, of course, that Morris line is, they play that way all the time, and the Fauché line. The last goal, the 14-12, the third goal of the period for Massena, 14-12. Second goal of the night, and I'm just checking out here. That would be his 15th of the year. Jeff Bigelow with Tommy Moore picking up the one assist. Shots on goal, Raiders out shooting Potsdam 13-6, Jared.
So Massena really controlled. Potsdam had some chances, didn't convert. Like you said, when it was 1-0 or 2-0, it could have been 2-1. Instead, Massena comes back the other way, makes it 3-0 after Potsdam misfired on a real good opportunity.
Yeah, both clubs were really skating. The Sandstoners were skating out there. They came out inspired, you know, and really you could see they were intense. They weren't going to have the same type of game they had down in Massena, and it was up and down. Massena led 2-0. Sean Putman, he's just in for replacing on that line. He's Brian Putman's brother. All alone in front of the net, had Brewster Rushy down and out of the net, and Putnam had the whole net, and he backhanded it wide, and that's when the play came back the other way, up the ice, and instead of being 2-1, it's 3-0 Massena.
So we played a period, 3-0 for the Red Raiders, our broadcast.
Kids, you played well out there. You know, you're going against one of the top teams in the state, and this is for all the marbles. We've got, you take it period at a time. Don't think about third period. Think about it shift by shift. Let's get one back right now. We're down by 3, but if we can get one back, be thinking in those terms. One back, keep plugging, direct the puck towards the net. Everyone skate hard out there. Everyone do their job. But let's get that first one. You can't get the third one until you get the first one. This is the way you go about it.
You go one at a time.
One at a time. And if we can, Jerry, just before we still quickly recap the scoring in the first period, Raiders at the 10:15. Jeff Bigelow unassisted got the Raiders on the board, and then at the 11:33. Captain Pat Tracy on a power play, Mike Adams and Timmy Thompson picking up the assist, and at 14-12, his second goal of the night, as we mentioned, his 15th of the year, Jeff Bigelow, and we have changed it after looking at the stats. Timmy Thompson definitely picks up the assist on that one.
Our broadcast brought to you this afternoon by the Massena Super Duper Hardhaven Shopping Center, Bogosian's Carpet and Furniture, 70 Willow Street, by Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plant. Working together, their quality shines through. Tony's Pizza, Main Street, Massena, the Massena Savings and Loan, Main Street, Seacom Federal Credit Union on Stern Street, also by Kentucky Fried Chicken, Main Street, Homestead Dairies, 2 locations in Massena, West Hatfield and the corner of North Main and Maple, by North Country Sports, your hometown sporting goods store, Building Supply, 70 Water Street, and a good place to eat, Dixie Lee, 212 East Orvis Street, Massena. Pat Tracy and Brian Putnam will face off, and we're underway in the second period. Puck goes to the Massena line, comes back out again. Oh, hard check thrown there by Timmy Thompson. Ouch. And the puck comes over to Mike Adams. Had a little problem with it. Flips it ahead to Tracy. And Tracy backhands it to McCracken at the Potsdam blue line. He takes a whack at it. Can't control it. Comes free to Derek Durant. Breaking in 2-on-1. Potsdam the drive. High over the net. It whistles around the glass. Back to the blue line. Talcott steps in front of it. trying to flip it in behind. Thompson can't come up with it. It comes to Farrell. Farrell moving it along the wing, has it poke checked away. It comes to Murphy. We have a whistle, and we're going to have an interference call against Timmy Thompson, I believe.
Yes, Denny Allen calling Timmy Thompson, but Timmy Thompson just threw one of the hardest checks, Jerry, we've seen all year. He caught Brian Putman. Brian was reaching for the pass, had the head down just at the Massena blue line, and Timmy Thompson came up and got him right underneath the chin with the shoulder. A clean check, but he dropped Brian Putman, and Brian, fortunately for him, didn't have far to go to get to the bench, only a couple feet, and he was really wobbly.
Okay, Russ Bitely's going to step up to center the power play unit. Talcott and Grayling will be at the points. Jake Morris off the face-off. It comes to Schneider. Doesn't get it out. Here's Grayling's shot. Save made to Rushy. Puck in front, goes in the net. And Potsdam gets one back.
It didn't take long. 6 seconds on that power play, and Mike Adams is claiming it was a high stick, but I don't think it was, and the Raiders are not going to win this case. A harmless shot from the point that I'm not sure if Putnam knocked it down with the if it was Putnam, somebody in front knocked it down. It was fluttering like a knuckleball, knocked it down and it bounced, and Brewster Rushy thought he had it, but somehow it tweaked in between the pads, and the Sandstoners never say die. They're right back.
I think Carl Bradley's going to get credit for that goal. I'm not sure, but we'll wait and see. So we're back, power play goal for Potsdam, and they take it across the blue line. Bigelow is there, though. Here's Bigelow picking up the puck, takes it, feeds it over to Schneider. Schneider's head man goes to Tommy Moore, feeds Morris. Morris breaks it in behind the net, gets upended. The puck comes free, and we're going to have a whistle, and we're going to have a hooking call against somebody for Potsdam, I believe, and Massena will go back in the power play.
Oh, the things that cause coaches to get gray hair, and I think it's going to be number 27, Eric Grayling, that might get the call for a hook. Potsdam just gained a tremendous amount of momentum scoring on that power play, and no, it's not. It's going to be number 21 that's going to pick up the penalty.
Mike Saber.
Picking up a power play goal, getting right back into this game, got the momentum swinging their way, and come right back and pick up a hooking penalty. We'll see if the Raiders can capitalize. They're coming with the Jake Morris line.
Raiders will be on the power play. Face-off right side of Kip Blanchard. Off the draw, the puck comes to Bigelow. Back to the point, Adams. Adams feeds it. No, that's Fauché. Fauché right in front. Bigelow can't get the shot out. Fauché the rebound. Shot knocked down in front. Dumped to an open wing. Joey Fauché back to the point. Thompson feeds to Fauché. Goes in behind him. And the puck comes free in front. There's going to be a penalty on Potsdam. And again, oh, wait a minute. They're going to call Bigelow for the penalty?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be Potsdam. Or is he going to call
matching?
Both?
And Jason Buchanan had Bigelow right by the shirt with his hand.
Oh, there's no question. He had him hogtied, but again, he's in a better position than we are. Maybe Jeffrey had the stick up under the arm, but Denny Allen didn't waste any time. He called them both. Let me check that one again. Number 6.
That's Carl Bradley getting the goal. I was right. Yep. How about that?
Bradley getting the goal and assist going to Bitely.
Face-off will be in Potsdam territory. Massena leads 3-1 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Face-off left side of Blanchard. Tracy out there. Still going to be 5-on-4 because of the coincidentals off the drive. Back to the point. Thompson goes to McCracken. He gets ridden out of the play, and the puck backhanded right to Thompson. He puts it down, drives it, gets knocked down. Here comes Putnam breaking in. He's got a partial breakaway. Adams. Oh, what a play by Adams to break it up. Puck goes in the corner. Nice play. Tracy, gets a hard check. There's going to be a penalty on Putnam. And he got Tracy with the elbow high underneath the chin, and he's going to sit.
You know, again, this is showing frustration. Oh, look at that. He just stuck his fist in Pat Tracy's face there. But that's frustration, I'm sure, from the great play that Mike Adams just pulled off. Putnam thought he had a breakaway. He stripped Timmy Thompson of the puck at the Raider blue line and was racing down, one of the fastest skaters in the league. But Mike Adams made a great play, and I think it was frustration. He came back and he railed him with the elbow, no question.
Yeah, right up underneath the chin. So that'll give Massena a 2-man advantage here for 53 seconds as Tracy coming out with McCracken and Murphy off the draw. Thompson gets the puck from Adams, takes it down the ice. Fakes it, offsides, and he went to shoot it, and Murphy thought he was going to shoot it, and then he held up, and he caused the offside.
And getting back to just a second ago and showing the discipline of Captain Pat Tracy, when Putnam stuck his finger in his face, a lot of players would have retaliated and drawn the penalty and would have taken away the power play. Captain Pat Tracy
stayed cool.
Stayed cool.
Here's McCracken across the blue line, leaves her for Adams. Adams goes to Thompson. Thompson winds through the screen, and it goes into the corner. Adams with it. Back to the point. Tracy's at the point. He winds the drive. Save made. Rebound comes to Thompson in the corner. Thompson right in front. The puck goes right in front. Poked free by Thompson. Whoa. 30 seconds in the first penalty. Back to Adams at the point. Adams has it poked away. And here comes racing down the ice Carl Bradley. And he loses his stick. And back comes Massena the other way. Actually, they got a 4-on-2 now if they can bring it in. Here's Tracy. Going to drive. The save made. The rebound steered into the corner by Talcott. We're down to 16 seconds, and Potsdam controls out to center ice. And there's going to be a penalty on Massena. And they call him for tripping.
Yeah, I think it was, really do. Putnam was breaking out, and Mike Adams felt he couldn't beat him to the puck, and as the two players came together, he brought the stick down, and I think it was a good call.
Okay.
But certainly a big momentum builder for the Sandstoners. They were down 2, and this is going to negate that two-man advantage. A couple of good shots out there for Pat Tracy, but the thing that the Raiders didn't have going, they didn't have anybody screening in front, and Kip Blanchard handled them just like a pro. You can shoot at 100 miles an hour, but if you can't obstruct that goalie's view,
he's probably going to stop it.
Sure.
Morris wins the face-off now. Thompson flips to Schneider, and Massena breaks out. 4-on-3 now. So Jake breaks in right side. They call offsides, little late whistle there. And the crowd really getting on the officials now.
The crowd are into it now. They didn't like a few of these calls, both the Potsdam fans and the Massena fans, and they certainly didn't agree with Denny Allen's call on that offside.
Morris, face-off, comes into the Potsdam zone, poked back out to center ice. And now we're even Steven, 4-on-4. And then Potsdam's going to get a short power play as well. Here comes the Raiders. Thompson hits Fauché. Fauché slides into the Potsdam zone. He gets hauled down. There's going to be another penalty on the Sandstoners. That's going to be Talcott picking up the penalty, and that'll give Massena power play again.
Boy,
what happened to the game we saw in the first period?
I just don't understand. Oh, here we go. Look at this now. He's going to pick up another minor. Talcott is going to pick up another minor. This is Coach Patterson's got to really be upset with this. That was the first penalty was really foolish. The play had gone the other way. The puck gone to the corner, and he just hog-tied Joey Fauché and threw him down. Got one penalty. They're coming back, and he's yapping away at Joey, and all of a sudden he just sticks the elbow out right in the face. And again, we'll see if the official picked that one up and calls the double minor.
Let's see here. Yeah, I think they are. Look, they're getting down to 0. It's going to be 3. You bet.
Yes, sir. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That is two bad penalties from the Potsdam standpoint. Kevin Talcott, you can't help your club, Kevin, in the penalty box, and he's their big hitter out there. Really, he's a good, solid hockey player, but you can't help the team in the penalty box. Double minor.
Off the face-off. The puck comes to Schneider. He can't come up with it. It's out to center ice. Schneider now trying to slide it through, taken away from him, and Durant flips it deep in the Massena zone. Massena back to regroup now as they start back. Down the ice, Brett Schneider takes it across, drops it back to the point. Thompson can't get a shot off, poked away, and Durant gets it back outside. Thompson pokes at it, bouncing puck right in front of the benches. Finally, it's flipped in the zone. Now we're even again. Here comes Fauché. Fauché breaks it out to center ice, trying to get by a check, poked away. Schneider dumps to the open man, Thompson. Thompson feeds it to Morris, breaking through, just missed him. Puck goes in behind the net to Pinto. Flips it around the boards. Fauché is there to pick it up for Massena. Fauché trying to stick handle, goes back to the point with it. Schneider's going to drive it, but it goes off a leg out to center ice to Pinto. Good job to block that one. Now Thompson with it, dumps to the open man. That's Morris. Morris takes it. No, he doesn't get it across. And the puck controlled by Potsdam. DePinto dumps it to center ice, kind of a flutter shot, and Fauché stops it there. Here's Fauché with it, dropping to Schneider. Schneider moves it to Thompson. Thompson trying to slide it ahead in the zone. The puck comes, he follows it in the corner, and Potsdam picks it up and dumps it down the ice. Brett Schneider now flipping it ahead to Adams. Adams dumps it in the Potsdam zone, comes in behind the net for Tracy. Tracy, he gets railed by DePinto. The puck comes free. Levac shot right on the rebound. They jam at him. Murphy had a shot and a save, a couple of them by Blanchard. Puck goes back. Tracy to Levac. Here's Levac, winds up, deflected right in front of the net. And Blanchard's going to cover up, and DePinto picks up a penalty.
I just do not understand this lack of, and he's going off the ice, and his teammates giving him a high five, and he's going to pick up another foolish penalty. I just don't understand. You're playing a championship game, a chance to go on to the state finals, the semifinals, and you take a breakdown like that. That's and the Stoners were doing a great job. They were down one man in them, but actually two, because number 27, Eric Grayling, had broken his stick and didn't have a stick, so they were playing almost two men down out there and being very effective. The shot came from the point. Blanchard makes the save, and Scotty McCracken is standing there, and Joe DePinto railed him from behind.
After the whistle blew.
After the whistle, and,
And it hit him again.
The official standing right there. Now they're putting another man in the box. He probably picked up a misconduct.
Yeah, because he went waving at the Massena bench.
So
Massena's going to have a two-man advantage here for minute 14, because there's a minute 14 left in Talcott's double minor.
I don't condone that action on any situation, but this, when you're playing for all the marbles, you're in front of a packed house in here,
and you have just gotten back in the game, scoring a goal.
Back in the game, and I really don't understand that philosophy.
Okay, Tracy and Putman, and McCracken comes away with a puck. Here's McCracken, right in front, the shot, and save made. Blanchard. Here comes Putnam to center ice. Mike Adams is there. Flips it ahead for Tracy. Tracy for Murphy, who dumps it in the zone. Around the boards it goes. McCracken. He just leaves it for Timmy Thompson. Thompson goes to Adams. Adams loses it, and it goes out to center ice. Here's Adams for Tracy. Massena having a little problem here. Adams takes it across. Now Tracy to Murphy. Murphy trying to slip it through to McCracken, but it goes wide. McCracken back to the point and slides out to center ice. And here comes Tracy, has to come back for it. Now Tracy back the other way from Massena. Feeds McCracken across the blue line. Poked away back out to center ice. Adams takes it in. Drop pass, Murphy. Murphy's pass is intercepted by Putnam back out to center ice. Down to 20 seconds in the two-man advantage. Massena dumps it in, gets on sides. Flips it in the corner. Murphy after it. Takes it in behind the net. Taken away from him. Out to the blue line. Out to center ice it comes again. And Adams has to come back for it. And the puck comes free to Thompson. Thompson feeding it ahead to Murphy. Murphy trying to catch up with it. And he takes it side of the net. In behind now. Here's the backhand pass right in front to Tracy. Tracy tries to slide it through to McCracken. And it bounces into the corner. And Potsdam's going to get their men back here in just a moment. Puck back to the blue line. And it bounces in the corner. McCracken, we're all even Steven now. Here's Adams with it. Adams goes back to Thompson at the point. His drive deflected up into the wall.
When the Raiders had that two-man advantage, Jerry, they did something that the coaching staff doesn't want them to do. You don't want to hurry. They were the previous power play. They were individualistic. That time, they had to gain the zone. You want to gain the zone. Take your time and set it up. You got plenty of time. You got a two-man advantage, and they just rushed things. And consequently, the passes were just a tad too far, just a little bit behind. They were rushing that one, and they shouldn't have with that two-man advantage.
8:52 left in period number 2 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Massena leads Potsdam 3-1. Jake Morris out there against Russ Bitely now. Potsdam's going to make a change, I guess, and send out, let's see here. They're going to send out Mike Saber to face off against Morris. Bigelow and Moore, the two wingers for Morris. Saber's out there with Farrell and Bradley. Off the draw, puck center ice. There's Levac flipping it back in the Potsdam zone. Goes in behind the net. Grayling with it. Flips it over on the other side to Talcott. Talcott starts out for Potsdam to the center line. Moore flips it right back in the zone. Now the puck comes in the corner. Grayling flips it around the boards. Coming back after it is Matt Farrell. Farrell headman to the blue line, just outside the line. Morris takes a whack at it, flips it to the open wing, Tommy Moore, and Moore flips it in the Potsdam zone. Goes to the side of the net. Bigelow goes in after it, throws a check. Puck kicks free, in behind Bigelow again. Here's Jeffrey with a puck back to the point. Levac, the wine, the shot goes wide. Morris almost got the deflection. Now Schneider keeps it in at the point. It goes in behind the Bigelow, trying to center it. Goes off his leg. He gets railed by Talcott, comes back up with a puck, and it flips it off the glass into the wall. Bounces back on the ice, but they blow the whistle. And with 7:57 left in period number 2, Peach Jewelers scoreboard reached 3-1 Massena.
Eric Grayling really did a job on Tommy Moore in front, but he pushed him, he shoved him, gave him a little elbow, gave him a tap with a stick, but he didn't deter him. Tommy would spin and hold his ground, and he's tough in front of that net. Sandstoners dodged a huge bullet there with those rash of penalties, and this might give them that momentum. They're right back, only down by 2, and if they... I'm sure Coach Jerry Patterson's telling him, hey, come on, keep your heads. We can't win a hockey game in the penalty box.
Putnam's line out for Potsdam, which means Massena will come back with a Tracy line. Face off top of the circle in the Potsdam zone. Here's a weak shot directed on to Pinto. Stops it in behind his own net. Getting it back to the blue line out to center ice. Adams has to regroup. Flips it ahead for McCracken. McCracken dumps it right back in the zone. Back in behind the net. Buchanan moves it around the boards to the blue line. Tommy Post didn't see it. And here comes Potsdam back the other way. Putnam drop pass. They slide it in behind the net. Putnam's got it again. The wraparound right across the goal mouth. Back to the point. Here's Buchanan's drive way wide. And the puck comes free to Adams. Adams throws a check. Bouncing puck comes to Tracy. Tracy stops, looks, flips it for the breaking McCracken. It goes by him. And following it is Mike Adams in the zone. Here comes Adams. Side of the net. Takes it in behind, goes back to the point, comes to Tracy. Tracy flips it over to Tommy Post. Post wind up, the shot knocked down in front, and Murphy trying to get a shot at it. And we're going to have a cross-checking call. And is that DePinto again?
That's DePinto, Mr. DePinto. Joe DePinto's going to the box, and he did a cross-check on Scotty McCracken.
You know, you can move the guy out from in front, but you can't use your stick to do it.
No, and not when everybody in the world can see it, Jerry.
So Massena will go back on the power play here. On the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's 3-1 Raiders. Potsdam did come back and get an early goal, but it's been penalties since then.
Yeah, and that those penalties have certainly broke the continuity of the flow. The Raiders they're not as intense as they were in that first period, but they had those glorious opportunities on the power play. At least they didn't have good scoring opportunities, but they had a man advantage, a two-man advantage, a double minor, and they didn't take advantage. We hope those things don't come back to haunt them. But they're going on the power again. Pat Tracy line with Joey Fauché on the left wing and Scott McCracken on the right side.
Off the face-off, it goes in the corner. Talcott trying to flip it around. Fauché's there. Fauché and Talcott jam. Kicks it free to McCracken. McCracken moves it to Fauché now. Still in the corner, back to the point. Here's Mike Adams. Fakes the shot. Goes to Thompson. Thompson flips it. Pat Tracy trying to center it, but it goes to Potsdam. They move it out to center ice. Here's Adams with it, waits, and dumps it in the zone again. Massena clears. Puck comes whistling along into the corner. Fauché throws a check. Grayling doesn't get it out. Here's Tracy. Here's Tracy, high slot, fakes the shot, goes back to the point. Timmy Thompson to Tracy. Tracy loses it. He gets knocked down, and here comes Potsdam. They got a 3-on-2 if they hustle. Grayling takes it across, and they center it right in front. It goes right through the legs, back out to the blue line. Massena breaks back 3-on-1. They slide it right on, and Blanchard leaves it in the corner for Russ Bitely. Bitely flips it up into the wall, and the face-off with 33 seconds left in the power play will come where? Just outside or just inside the zone? I guess just outside the zone.
Raiders, when they do get set up, they've got to adjust Potsdam again, taking away the points, expanding that box, and Massena keeps trying to come back to the point. What they have to do is come inside, find a seam between those forwards and the defensemen, and there is a big seam out there, and that's where they have to work, have to look at on this power play.
3-1 Massena on the Peach scoreboard off the face-off. The puck comes to Bigelow, and he whips it in the corner. Legging after it, there's Tommy Moore. Moore taken out of the play. Sandstoners flip it in behind. Check thrown. The puck comes free to Jake Morris. Morris looking to move it. Gets by a check. Takes it back the other way. Here's Morris back to the point. Mike Adams Adams going over to Thompson. Another penalty on Potsdam. It comes to Morris in the slot. Back to Adams at the point. The drive knocked down. Back to Thompson. His drive. Oh, he fired it just wide. Adams takes it in, skates it to the side of the net. In behind now. A delay penalty, and Adams gets knocked down, and Massena will go on. Well, it won't be a two-man advantage now, but they'll have another penalty.
That time they did what we were talking about. Jake Morris found the seam in the slot area between the forwards and the defense, but he elected not to shoot. He got it probably 30 feet out, and he elected to make a pass. And it was a good pass back to the point, and Mike Adams drilled one just wide through a lot of traffic. Another penalty for the Sandstoners.
I think that's going to be Eric Grayling going off this time, tripping the call. So Massena right back in the power play with 5.5 left in the second period. And on the scoreboard, it's 3-1 Massena, the Peach Jewelers scoreboard.
And Mr. Grayling, a senior this year, is hoping to go to Harvard. In fact, I think the Harvard coach is possibly here tonight or this afternoon taking a look at him.
Off the faceoff, Murphy trying to get a backhander off. Buchanan, though, has it. Starts out. Taken away momentarily by McCracken, but it's dumped down the ice by the Sandstoners. And a good play there by Putnam. Now Schneider with it. Starts it out for Massena. Schneider flips it ahead. Tracy takes a whack at it, kind of missed it entirely. DePinto picks up the loose puck. Steps it right in front of his own net. Has it poked away, gets it back again. Oh! And he finally dumps it down the ice. Comes in behind. Putnam hits the side of the net with it. It goes to Murphy from DeRushy. Here comes Murphy, building up the head of steam down the left wing. Takes it right to the middle. Quick wrist shot. And the save made by Blanchard. And we'll have a face-off in Potsdam territory. 46 seconds left in the power play. Raiders lead at 3-1 on the Peach scoreboard. And our broadcast tonight, or this afternoon still, brought to you by Dixie Lee, 212 East Orvis Street, Massena, by the Massena Building Supply, 70 Water Street, Burville's Flowers, 235 East Orvis Street, North Country Sports, 51 Main Street, Homestead Dairies, 2 locations in Massena, and by Kentucky Fried Chicken, 232 Main Street, Massena. Off the faceoff, back to Adams at the point. Flips it to Thompson. Thompson winds. The drive deflected. Nice save by Blanchard. Nice deflection. Back to Adams at the point. Adams flips to Fauché at the 45. Joey back to Mike Adams. Adams goes over to Thompson. We have a whistle man in the crease, I believe. Yep. As Jeff Bigelow gets called for being in the crease.
Butch Martin making the call. Faceoff coming outside. 4:31 left in the second period. Raiders up by 2, 3-1.
Bigelow claiming he was pushed into the slot.
Last shift down, Scotty Murphy put a great shift on Jason Buchanan and went inside, outside. Buchanan went one way and Murphy the other.
Here's Bigelow with it. Has it poke checked away. Thompson knocks it down off sides. As Bigelow had his momentum, it carried him in the zone. He was trying to get out, but the puck hit him on the way out. So that's an offside, no question about it.
Sandstoners have done a good job, with the excess penalties they've taken. And if I look back here at Joey's, this is their 7th penalty of the period. 7, one count of a double minor. Boy, that's a lot of penalties they've taken. A great lot in the game.
Potsdam controls now in behind the net. Bitely, oh, there's another penalty on Potsdam. And that's going to be Talcott getting called as he just hooked.
Or is
Jeff
that Talcott or DePinto?
Or DePinto, excuse me. As he caught Bigelow from behind with a big hook and whipped his feet right out from under him. And so now Massena will be on 2-man advantage for 12 seconds.
I know what I would do as a coach in that situation. I know what, regardless of... well, that was, again, that you put that in the category of a foolish penalty. The play had gone the other way to the far corner, and Mr. DePinto just, for whatever reason, just hauled the Raider player down, took his feet out from under him. But a bad penalty. And Massena will have a 2-man advantage for 12 seconds.
Big face-off right here. Jake Morris will go against Brian Putnam. And off the face it back to the point. Morris wins the draw. Adams goes to Thompson. He skates. The drive, score!
You can only dodge that bullet for so long. And I heard somebody behind me say when that penalty came up, I think it was Joey White, you got to make them pay. And they made them pay on that one. The Sandstoners are right back into the game with 3-1, but they keep taking foolish penalties, and it finally that one might be the one that might salt this thing. Again, 4:04 left in the second period, a long way from this game being over, but you keep giving a team like Massena those opportunities, and they've got a good power play as it was. And they worked it around that time back to the big boomer, Timmy Thompson, and he walked in probably from about 50 feet, and through traffic, he just drilled one.
And I think he got all of it himself. Across the blue line, Thompson again. Stick handles a backhander. The save, and a big one. Blanchard, I'll tell you what, Blanchard's kept Potsdam close in this game. Puck all the way down the ice now. And Massena's still on the power play as that goal came. Well, they were two men down. Here's the headman pass from Thompson up to Tracy by way of Morris. Interesting display here as the puck comes around the boards. Morris and Tracy, I don't know if I've ever seen them out in the ice same time. Comes to Thompson. Thompson flips to Morris at the 45. Goes back to Adams. Back to Morris at the 45. Jake with it. He's got Bigelow. The shot just wide. Now Thompson whips after it in the corner. Timmy after it. Feeds Bigelow. Bigelow in the slot. His shot. The save made. And the rebound, Blanchard. And now a little pushing and shoving going on after the whistle. I don't think they'll call anything, though, as it was both sides that time.
The Raiders making that adjustment when usually comes from the wing back to the point instead of going point to point. What they're doing now, instead of going point to point, because the weak side Potsdam penalty killer drifts over that way, they're right back inside to the man who made the original pass, and then they're going into the slot area. They've done that the last two times, and that's a way to counteract when a team expands their box like that, Jerry. Got to find that seam in front.
Okay, we've got Faucher's line out on the power play now.
Oh, they did give Pat Tracy did deflect that puck. Timmy Thompson and Mike Adams picking up the assist. Two-man advantage, power play for the Raiders.
Now it's Faucher in the corner, has it taken away, comes to Labarge. He's going to drive it. Ooh, that hit the side of the net. Didn't miss by much. Now Whitcup goes back to Schneider at the point. He slides it to Labarge again. He skates it to drive. Nice save by Blanchard. Back to Labarge. He flips it in the corner for Whitcup. Whitcup with it, gets ridden off the play, trying to come up with it. Ooh, he just dodged the penalty there as the puck comes around the boards. Hard check thrown, it comes to Schneider. Brett winds up his shot. Oh, the save made. It's behind him, and it's in the net. And
yes,
it's 5-1 Massena.
Joey Faucher is going to get credit for that one. Joey Faucher. Kip Blanchard made the original save. He lost sight of it, and it went behind him, and he was looking, and Joey Faucher got a stick on it, and then I think Kip Blanchard, in his haste of picking it up, might have kicked it in himself, but the goal, I think, will go to Joey Faucher.
So Massena gets two back here. Was that a power play goal, or had the penalty elapsed?
I'm not sure. I look at our statistician, and he's writing furiously here. I don't know if it was, but we know it's going to be punched up on the board. That's a big goal.
2:41 remaining in the second period. The Peach Jewelers scoreboard now reads 5-1 from Massena.
The key here is, again, the discipline shown by Massena. The discipline, Jerry, out there, the Sandstoners, for whatever reason, have been taking some foolish penalties and trying to entice Massena into doing the same. And they're turning the other cheek, so to speak, but they're turning the red light on at the other end. And that's how you win hockey games.
Off the faceoff, puck back in the Massena zone. Tommy Post with it, trying to stick handle it to the blue line. I'll tell you, that could have been a penalty. Faucher drops it in behind the net post. He lost his glove, but he one-hands it to Faucher and out to center ice. Ooh. Now here's Buchanan with it. Whitcup trying to go after him, kind of fell down. Puck goes to the blue line and out to center ice. They flip it into the Massena zone. Hard check thrown by Post. There's going to be a penalty, and I think Tommy's going to pick up a penalty.
Yes, there's no question. He's going to pick up a charging penalty. And this is what you don't want. You don't want to fall into that trap. You don't want to be taunted in. You want to say, hey, 5-1, we can't win games with men in the penalty box if the opposition has been filling up that penalty box. And look at the scoreboard. You don't want to fall into that trap. You want to maintain your discipline. We just talked about that. And Coach Moore is really reaming out Tommy Post right now, and I'm sure he's saying the same thing. Hey, don't let this crowd incite you into that. Don't take a foolish penalty.
So the penalty, that'll even things up for 57 seconds, and then Massena will go, or I should say Potsdam will go on the power play, a short one, 33-second power play. Okay. Tracy back to the point. Here's DePinto's shot knocked down. It goes to Grayling. Grayling trying to skate it by, and Levac takes it away in behind. It comes to Thompson. He flips it along the boards. Grayling dumps it back in behind the Massena net. Thompson Bounce pass down the ice. They're trying to spring McCracken, but that'll be an icing call, as Potsdam still shorthanded as well for 37 seconds. We got the official on the goal.
12-19. It was Joey Fauché getting credit because he's the last Raider that touched. The shot came from the point. Brett Schneider got it through traffic, and Kip Blanchard made the initial stop. Rebound was there. Joey Fauché got a stick on it, but I don't think he put it across. I think Blanchard himself gave it the final nudge.
But Joey will get credit for the goal, and he'll certainly take it. Back to Grayling at the point. Takes it in the corner. Levac trying to ride him off the play. The centering pass intercepted by Tracy, and he starts it out. Here comes Tracy, stick handling it. Looking for McCracken. That's an offside. And that could have been an icing. And they're going to call it from the where the pass originated from. So actually, Massena will get the better of that call.
Scotty did the best he could. He's not very big, but he did the splits, probably 6'2", and he needed to go 6'2.5" to stay onside.
1:35 remaining in period number 2. 5-1. Massena leads on the Pete Schuler scoreboard. Off the face, Grayling tomahawks it, and DeRushy has to make a quick save there. Now Thompson loses it to Putnam right in front. Shot. Where is it? Side of the net. Another shot. Big save by DeRushy right there. Here's Thompson's headman out to center ice. Dump back in the zone, but right there is Levac. Levac flips it ahead. Morris leaves it for Thompson. Timmy drives it, and the save made by Blanchard. He loses it, but covers up. And poor Jeff Bigelow just got railed as he was waiting for a rebound that never came.
Never came. And Kip Blanchard, who's been a mainstay for the Sandstoners all year long, had a good first period as I'll say losing his concentration a little bit right here. Some of those long drifting shots are giving him problems. He's probably thinking back to that fifth Raider goal that and teammate Eric Grayling is trying to talk to him, say, come on now, Kip, shake it off. Forget about the past. Look ahead.
Okay, Potsdam will be in the power play here in 1 second. Off the face-off. Morris wins the draw, flips to Bigelow. Bigelow can't get the shot off center. Morris shot. Nice save. And the puck comes kicking out. And here comes Potsdam with a power play. They move it in the zone. Comes in behind the net. Schneider with it, flipping it around for Bigelow. Bigelow lets it go. It comes to DePinto. His shot, glove save. I'm not sure if that was on or not, but DeRushy gloved it. And the faceoff will come in the Massena zone. 14 seconds left in the penalty to Massena. Tommy Post. 52 seconds left in the second period. Pete Schuler's scoreboard says 5-1 Massena.
But I'm thinking it wasn't on net, but Bruce DeRushy gloved that, Jerry, because he wanted a line change. The Raiders were tired out there. He wanted to get a change. He wanted a stoppage of play. Very, very smart move by Bruce DeRushy.
With 52 seconds left and 14 in the power play, they want to get Tracy out there and hopefully win this draw. Off the faceoff, Potsdam gets it. Back to the point. They move it to Talcott. He flips it into the slot, and coming up with it there is McCracken. Oh, we have a whistle. We got matching minors.
Yeah, I think so. Possibly a slash into each one. Bruce DeRushy, the goaltender, and it looks like number 5, Jerry.
That's going to be Matt Farrell.
Matt Farrell will pick up. Yeah, both gates are opened. I think Bruce DeRushy and Matt Farrell had a little jousting match with each other.
6 seconds left in the post penalty. Massena's going to, I think they have put somebody who was on the ice, right, to serve?
I believe so.
So somebody's going to have to go sit, and Brett Schneider says, Timmy Thompson, you're elected. So Timmy's going to get a minute-and-a-half rest here.
And Brett is, even though he's assistant captain, doesn't have that authority. That word is coming from Coach Stan Moore.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It was not Tim. No. It was not Brett Schneider who elected Tim Thompson. That came from the man in the red jacket and the blue cap.
Well, Brett was passing the ill-fated news. Timmy, you have been chosen by. It was a slight majority, but you've still been chosen.
Is that like being elected to the legislature?
Somewhat.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're probably about as much fun. 45.
I'm enjoying it, Jerry. It is. It's very interesting.
Yeah, well, if you get out to Sandy's territory, you'll be okay. Here's Mike Adams with the puck in behind the net. Around the boards, Pat Tracy whacks at, doesn't get it out. Here's Talcott flipping it into the circle. Controlled by Adams. Adams flips it on the backhand, gets it to center ice. He and Talcott had a little dance offsides on Potsdam as breaking in was Derek Durant, and he didn't see Talcott. He and Kevin Talcott and Mike Adams went together, and Talcott, surprisingly enough, pats Adams on the shoulder. You know, last time around he railed somebody and ended up with a penalty. This time maybe he smartened up a little bit.
The Raiders, I know they're thinking 26 seconds. They don't care if they score a goal this period, but they don't want to give Potsdam that momentum going into the locker room. Just good defensive hockey the last 26 seconds here.
Off the face-off puck, Murphy pokes it free to Schneider. Schneider bangs it out to center ice. It's cut along the boards. McCracken trying to get it to Tracy, takes it across. Here comes Tracy, gets sprawling and gets a shot on, a weak one, and the bouncing pass goes all the way down the ice. That'll be an icing call, I believe. Yep. And that'll give Massena a chance here with a face-off in the Potsdam end and 8 seconds left in the period.
Plenty of time. We'll see who Coach Jerry Patterson puts out there to face Captain Pat Tracy if he comes back with Putman, who's done a nice job.
They may not have been thinking goal a few seconds ago, but they're going to be thinking it now.
Definitely now when they got the face-off. We'll see who's going to take the face-off. Yes, it is. Good move by Coach Patterson. He's going to have his ace face-off man because Pat Tracy's one of the best.
Face-off left side.
They're going to overload one side.
They're going to try to get it back to Mike Adams, right?
Yep. That either side it goes, it wants to come back to Adams. If it goes to the boards, he's going to. But
yeah, goes in the corner.
Needless to say, Brian Putman did another excellent job.
They still get it back to Schneider, but he's not going to have time to tee it up. Whoa! As Putnam came into him with the elbow high, and Adams, or I should say Schneider, stepped out of the way. Otherwise, that might have been a penalty.
That's right, and the little down below in front of the net, and cooler heads prevail. But I'm proud of him. Scotty McCracken, who's a feisty little guy, he just got railed, and Scotty Murphy says, come on now, let's step back out of here, because it doesn't take much for Scott McCracken. He's got a short fuse, but again, you have to realize what's on the line here. This championship, this is it's a very important, and I have to say somewhat disappointed with Potsdam. They were in the ball game, Jerry, 3-1, and took some very foolish penalties out there.
Quite a few of them. In fact, they're lucky, I think, that Massena only scored 2 more goals. 5-1 score for the Red Raiders. And again, our broadcast brought to you by the Francis Shop, by Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plant, working together. Their quality shines through. Tony's Pizza, 13 Main Street, Massena. Massena Savings and Loan, 121 Main Street, Massena. By the members of Seacom Federal Credit Union, Stern Street and Andrew Street. Kentucky Fried Chicken, 232 Main Street. Homestead Dairies, West Hatfield, and the corner of North Main and Maple in Massena. North Country Sports, 51 Main Street. Verville's Flowers, 235 East Orvis. By the Massena Building Supplies, 70 Water Street. And by Dixie Lee, 212 East Orvis Street, Massena. Again, a big thanks to all our great sponsors making our broadcast possible this year. Bruce DeRushy will be in the net to our left, and Kip Blanchard in the net to our right as we get ready to start period number 3. Raiders up by 4 goals. If cooler heads prevail here, they should have no problem in this third period.
That's right, Jerry. I hope it's not a replay of the last period. Stoner's picking up 9 penalties. One of their players picked up 4 penalties himself. And again, you can't win hockey games that way. And the shots, Massena outshot Potsdam 18-8, and at times are really buzzing around young Kip Blanchard. A quick recap, goal scoring, Jeff Bigelow getting picked up 2 tonight, his 14th and 15th, and Captain Pat Tracy's got a pair, Pat's 13th and 14th goals, and Joey Fauché, the 5th Raider goal for the 5 marks. For the Stoners, their only goal coming at the 42nd mark of the second period that brought them right back into the game for a second, and that was scored by Carl Bradley with the assist going to Russ Bitely, and that was a power play goal.
For just a second, though.
Just a second.
Off the face-off, we're underway in the third. Grayling with it, trying to flip it ahead. And Potsdam gets it in the zone. Here comes Putnam, ridden off the play by Tracy. Schneider in behind the net trying to flip it to Tracy. Putnam looking to tie it up. And there's going to be a face-off in the Massena zone as Putnam kind of went down on top of it. And, boy.
He dodged one there. I think Denny Allen could have called him a penalty. He lost his stick, and he reached down and clutched it with his hand and drew it under his body.
Putnam's such a great face-off man that any time the face-off is in the Massena zone with him taking it, it's a danger. And he wins the draw, gets a shot. DeRushy makes the save. The puck still free, side of the net goes in behind. Now Murphy throws a check and Adams comes away. Massena dodging a bullet there, but DeRushy, as he's done all year, made a great play. Now the puck comes to Tracy. Tracy flipping it through. McCracken goes by him into the corner. In behind. He just dodged the bullet. No, he didn't. They're going to call a penalty on McCracken. And here comes Putnam, stick handling down the ice, his shot. And DeRushy makes the save in behind. And there's the whistle. And we're going to have an elbow call. McCracken says, who, me? Come on, Scotty.
But harking back just a second before that, you mentioned the Raiders dodging the bullet and Bruce DeRushy coming up big. Pat Tracy made a cardinal sin. We've mentioned many times before, you cannot let that opposing center slide. And Putnam just tipped the puck ahead and stepped right by Pat Tracy and right in on Bruce DeRushy. And Bruce had to make a sterling save to keep Potsdam off the scoreboard. And boy, you give them the momentum to get a quick goal right here.
You never know.
You never know.
Putnam out, take face-off against Morris. Off the draw, puck goes in the corner. It comes to Carl Bradley. Bradley stick handling it. Goes back to Putnam at the 45. Putnam now back to the point. Here's Bitely. Bitely goes over to Grayling. Grayling winds, can't get the shot up, goes in the corner. Adams takes a whack at it, throws a check. It comes free right in front, but it's poked into the corner. Mike Adams bangs it in behind the net. Over skates it, hits the side. Here comes Durant. Durant moving it into the face-off circle. Goes back to Grayling at the point. Grayling shot knocked down by Bigelow. Goes into the corner again. Adams with it to Schneider. Schneider whacks it along the boards, back to the blue line, out to center ice. And here comes Jake Morris. Morris can't quite hold on. Bitely picks it up. Headman pass just deflected in the zone by Carl Bradley. Mike Adams whistles it along the glass. It comes to Morris. Morris breaks out ahead to Bigelow. Bigelow can't catch up with it. Back to center ice. Schneider whacking at it there. Puck comes free. Here comes Bitely across the blue line. Puts a shift on. Takes it into the corner now. Schneider comes to take it away. Bouncing it back to the blue line. Bitely again will try. Can't get the shot off. Comes back to the point. Putnam. His shot goes into Schneider's legs in the corner. Bouncing in behind the net. And Schneider again, or that's Adams, I should say, whacks it. It comes to Bigelow. He dumps it down the ice. And that'll just about take care of the penalty there. As Potsdam's going to flip it in the Massena zone, but Labarge is on to get it, and he picks up the loose puck. Penalty up. Labarge flipping it around for Eddie Davis. Davis now trying to move it out of the zone. Grayling shot goes right in the slot, but it goes into the corner off Tommy Post. Post picks it up, bounces it, doesn't get it out. Here's the drive, knocked down in front. Whitcup, and Whitcup starts it back for the Raiders. Trying to headman it to Fauché. Fauché gets railed. The puck comes to center ice. Eddie Davis lifts it. Into the corner it goes. After it there is DePinto. Fauché trying to check him. DePinto steps out of the way. It comes to Whitcup to Post. Post back in the corner to Whitcup. Goes around the boards for Eddie Davis. Here's Davis along the board. Labarge, his shot knocked down by a stick. Eddie Davis picks it up. Flips it in behind the net as Massena gets ready to make a line change here. Buchanan flips it around for DePinto. DePinto trying to move it out to the blue line. And we have a hand pass called against Derek Durant. And we're down to 11:49 left in the third period on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. The Raiders lead it 5-1.
Joey Fauché went to the Raider bench in pain, and they can't afford to lose such a valuable member of this club. He seems to be okay. They're talking to him, but he got taken into the corner. And Brett Schneider's last shift out there, Jerry, I would keyed on him. He made probably 5 outstanding plays out there that, again, they don't show up. There were little things, but he's just surveying out there. He's watching. He's like a general out there. Just 5 outstanding little plays that he's a very, very heady hockey player.
The Shamrocks feel he's the best defensive offsides. Ooh. Oh, and after the whistle, shot by Potsdam caught Pat Tracy in the back of the leg as Matt Farrell took a shot after the whistle.
That was offside, and Pat was back checking. He was up ahead of the play, and I don't think young Mr. Farrell did it intentionally, but it was a real boomer, and it caught Pat behind the leg where there's no protection.
Tracy will face off against Putnam, controlled by Thompson. Thompson's headman just gets out of the zone. Tracy gets knocked down. It comes to Levac. Levac in his own end. As Potsdam trying to keep it in, they move it out. Here's McCracken, 3-on-2, but he can't quite hold on to it. He gets free. Comes to Thompson, and it slides back to center ice. Now the puck deflected, and we have a whistle. Is there another penalty?
Well, there should be, I'll tell you. Yes. Yeah, okay. He got him.
Guess who?
Take a guess.
Number 4, Joe DePinto.
He's going to call him for high sticking, and he's Denny Allen is skating along in front of the Potsdam bench, and I don't know if he said something to Coach Patterson or not, but Raiders going to go on a power play.
5-1 Massena leads on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. 11:20 left to play here in the third period. Tracy will take the face-off. McCracken and Murphy.
I think he might have picked up a misconduct on that one too, Jerry, because they've sent 2 men into the box. I think
Joey White, our statistician, said we ought to have a rubber stamp with his name. Off the face-off. There's Levac trying to feed it ahead. McCracken dumps it behind Murphy, but Scotty comes back for it. Here comes Scotty Murphy across the blue line, looking to set up the power play in the corner. Now the McCracken right in front. He can't get a stick on it. Grayling has it in the corner. He and Murphy jam. The puck back to the blue line, kept in nicely by Levac. He flips it to an open corner. Talcott flips it around the boards, and that's going to go down the ice. So Massena will have to come back and regroup. Here comes Levac with it. He starts it out. Looking for McCracken, goes by him. That's going to be an icing call. And that'll move the faceoff back inside Massena territory with 10:39 left in the third period. And Massena continues to lead 5-1 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
One of the, when you get to a period like that last period where all kinds of penalties and some of your players on the third unit don't see a lot of ice time, and they get, the muscles get stiffened up, and fellas like Ed Davis and Bobby Whitcup haven't seen a lot of ice time.
Here comes Bigelow trying to move it ahead, but it's finally taken away by Talcott. And going in is Putnam. Bigelow trying to take him. He hauls him down, and there's going to be a penalty on Bigelow as Putnam got it hauled down. There's no doubt about it. Bigelow will go to the box for holding.
That's what speed does to you.
Yep.
Putnam with that blinding speed. He just danced right around Mike Adams, and Jeff Bigelow was back checking, and he was going to go around him, and he put the clutch right on him. So that will
even things up.
Negate the Raider power play, and then the Sandstoners will have a power play for about 56 seconds.
Okay, Putnam stays out there to face off against, we've got Tracy out there along with Morris. Morris wins the draw. You don't often beat Putnam, but Morris did. Adams now loses it in front. It comes back to the blue line. Bouncing around, Adams trying to get it away from Putnam. It goes into the corner. Adams into the board.
He's going to call Mike Adams for cross-checking on him. They both slid into the board. You'll hear the crowd on that one, and Coach Stan Moore is really upset about that, and he has every right to be. Now, these two officials do a good job, but that one was going to the outer extremes. They both just went into the boards. They're both on their knees, and their momentum sliding along the ice carried them into the boards, and he's going to call Mike Adams for cross-checking. You never want to even things up regardless of what the score is. You don't want to make those borderline calls.
Here comes Tracy lugging it out. He's going to come down the ice and drive it right on. Blanchard makes the save. Whoa, looked a little shaky there, didn't he? Here comes Potsdam on the two-man advantage. They're going to be on it for a while, too. Across the blue line. Now they get knocked down. Here comes Tracy, and he's going to waste some time. Tracy takes it into his own end, rags the puck, flips it down the ice, and what the crowd was reacting to, a bunch of Potsdam players ran into each other. 4 of them. Okay, the Stoners move it down the ice into the Massena zone, bopped right back out to center ice as they come back to Bitely at his blue line. About 35 seconds left, a two-man advantage. Bitely loses it. Here comes Tracy, back 2 men down, drives it, and it goes into the corner off a stick. In behind, here's Putnam. Okay, watch out with Putnam with the puck, but he passes it off. Ahead to Bitely. Bitely takes it across the blue line. Nice move, gets through, and he can't get the shot off as Schneider knocks it away. Good play by Brett Schneider. Now the puck in the corner. Potsdam has it in the Massena zone. They go behind the net. It comes to Thompson. He finds the hole and dumps it down the ice. Potsdam with a big miscue right there as a couple of players ran into each other. 2 second, 1 second. Raiders get one back as Bigelow steps back out on the ice. 10 seconds left in the other penalty. Out to center ice it comes. Here's Farrell with it. Backhands it in the Massena zone. It goes into the corner. Schneider waved at it on the way by, didn't get it. Here's Schneider flipping it around the boards. In the corner, back to the point. Here's a shot deflected into the corner again by Schneider. Jake Morris with it. He takes it in behind the net. Penalty as he laps, so Morris smartly doesn't flip it down the ice. He holds on to it, and here comes Brett Schneider leading the attack. And he's just going to dump it. In Potsdam zone, Tommy Moore goes after it. Throws a check, comes to Morris. Deflects it right in front. Bigelow didn't see it. He lost his stick. Oh, I guess he did see it. Now Moore throws a check, comes away with the puck. Grayling takes it back, flips it to center ice. Morris with it, dumps it to Adams. Adams steps by a couple of checks, goes back to Labarge, and Labarge flips it to center ice. Now Labarge racing for it, can't come up with it. It comes to Adams in the Potsdam, or the Massena zone, I should say. And Adams starts it out. Headman to Bigelow. Massena's got a 3-on-2. It comes to Moore, who flips it in the zone, and in the corner it goes. Buchanan picks it up. 5-1 Massena on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. We're about halfway through the third. Labarge steps in front of it, flips it in the corner. Oh, nice move by Labarge. Takes it. He and Talcott jam, and the puck squirts free, and is picked up by John Fowler. Fowler moves it around the horn, out to center ice, bouncing free. Labarge throws a check. Eddie Davis picks it up. He was feeding Whitcup, but it gets away from him, and Fowler comes back. Fauché checks him into the boards. The puck comes to Adams. Flips it ahead. It comes to Fauché. Fauché gets railed. It gets it to Whitcup anyway. Whitcup trying to feed it through as Talcott takes him into the boards. And the puck comes back the other way. Potsdam moves it to center ice. Here's Fauché. Flipping it back to Tommy Post. Goes to Adams. Adams deflects it to the Potsdam line. Whacking at it there is Whitcup. Potsdam trying to dump it in the zone. It's poke checked back into the Potsdam zone by Eddie Davis. In behind the net now, Jason Buchanan. Buchanan starts it out for the Sandstoners. They move it to center ice. Bitely taken out of the play, and Potsdam dumps it in the zone off the stick of Jeff Reed. Tommy Post with it around the boards for Whitcup. Whitcup looks, trying to get it ahead to Fauché. He can't get it out of the zone. Bounces in behind the net again. Tommy Post flips it to Mike Adams. Adams starts to move it ahead, waits, and couldn't get it out of the zone. Has to circle back again. Feeds it over to Tommy Post. Post, now he flips it along the glass. Ahead it goes to center ice. Fauché racing for it down the left wing side. A little interfered with there, but back comes Potsdam the other way. Shot from center ice. DeRushy makes the save. If it was on, I'm not sure. And we're down to 6 minutes left. Puck comes back to the blue line out to center ice. We got Richie Scott out there for Potsdam. And he and Hughes banged, or who is that? Is that Hughes?
Tommy Blair.
Blair, I should say.
Danny McDonald.
Danny McDonald out there. Puck comes free. Here's a backhander right in front, deflected just wide by the Sandstoners. A little bit of an opportunity there. Adams ties it up in the mesh, and we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third period. The Raiders continue to lead at 5-1.
I'll tell you, Tommy Moore just missed and thank God he did, the 6:05 Express. Kevin Talcott came out of nowhere and had him lined up, and I was trying to put him up in the nickel seats, and Tommy saw him at the last moment and just avoided the check. Woo.
Putnam will face it off against McDonald, I guess that is. Now, who is that?
That's Danny McDonald.
Yeah,
Danny's at center, and Tommy Blair on the left side, and over here on the right side is Chris Leatherland.
Okay. Off the face-off, puck around the boards. Putnam with it. That's Brian Putnam. Has it poked away, and Massena breaks it out of there. McDonald down the off wing makes a good shift, but it's poked away, and Richie Scott lifts it, doesn't get it out of there. Now it's, well, I guess it did come out.
Going to call him a hand pass.
Oh, a hand pass, all right. So the face-off will come back in Potsdam zone. 5:21 remaining to play here in period number 3. Massena on top 5-1.
It's nice to see this fourth unit out here in a championship game with still 5:21 getting some ice time. That's nice to see.
Blair almost had a chance in front of the net as the puck picked up by Grayling in behind. He back passes it around the boards for Thaler. Thaler trying to move it to the blue line. Here comes Putnam. Putnam 2-on-2 along with Derek Durant. Here's Putnam putting the shift on. He loses it. It comes to the side of the net. Putnam trying to come up with it. And where is it? Timmy Thompson throwing a little interference. Durant centers it. It goes on to Rushy. He's going to cover up. He's got Brian Putnam out buzzing around. He says, let's get a face-off here.
Again, there's Bruce DeRushy using the head. The Stoners are buzzing around. Raiders having trouble clearing the zone. Bruce DeRushy said, hey, let's get a stoppage of play and get a line change out here. And he's also giving a little message to that Potsdam player that it would be ill-advised to hit me on the head after the play is over. He's... you seen him play football, Jerry?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's one mean linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
When he sticks you, you can hear it way up in the broadcast booth.
Face-off right side. McDonald's line stays out there from us. Oh, right off the face-off. Bitely got a good shot off. DeRushy, good save. Raiders trying to break it out. McDonald takes it across, back out to center ice. Here's Bitely again, drives it, and he misfired that time. And the puck comes in the corner. Jason LaBarge looks, starts out left side, bounce pass on the boards to Leatherland. Didn't see it, but it comes out anyway. And there's going to be a penalty on Potsdam. Here comes McDonald. He gets railed, and there should be another penalty.
That's right. Talcott and Buchanan are both going to get elbows or high sticking. Boy, oh boy, Chris Leatherland really got railed. Just had his head down looking back for the pass, and Kevin Talcott stayed on the line and really drilled him. But Chris is a tough player, but the puck came out of the zone, and Danny McDonald carrying it into the Potsdam zone, and Buchanan just gave him an elbow right in the head. You don't often see two minor penalties to two different players on the same play, and that's what the Sandstoners are going to be whistled for.
So with 4:32 left, Massena will go on a two-man advantage here. I guess we can put this one in the W column. Actually, we probably could have a while ago, David.
Yes, but let's wait now, Jerry. We'll wait till 30 seconds, 29 seconds left.
Okay.
Strange things.
Strange things can happen. That's true. So Talcott will go in the box along with Buchanan, and Massena will go on a two-man advantage. And this is unusual now.
The gate is still... Oh, no, he's closing now, Jerry. Excuse me. I thought they were going to send another player in the box.
This is unusual. Potsdam teams usually aren't like this, but we've seen some great Massena-Potsdam games. I remember the first year I started broadcasting Massena. It came all the way... Uh-oh. And now Grayling gets nailed for something.
There are three of them going in.
But anyway, as I started to say... the first year, it came down to Massena-Potsdam right in this building, and it went into double overtime, and Putter Canarium scored the goal with 8 seconds left in the double overtime to win it from Massena.
Okay, Grayling was upset because there was a third Potsdam player, but he's not the individual.
Oh, okay.
He's back out on the ice. It was Buchanan that wasn't in the box, but somebody picked up a misconduct over there because there's three of them in the box.
I can't believe Grayling didn't. Breaking his stick on the boards like that. Okay, back to the point. Mike Adams with it. Takes it in the corner. Steps around behind, setting it up. We have a whistle. Man in the crease?
I think so, yeah. Raiders a two-man advantage. 4:23 left in the third period, left in the game, up 5-1. Stoners picked up a double minor on that last play. Jason Buchanan and
here comes
Talcott.
McCracken across the blue line. Gets by Grayling, takes it in behind the net. Grayling falls down, goes back. Thompson, here comes Adams at the 45. Nice shot, nice save by Blanchard. Adams picks up his own rebound in behind the net. Looking to go in the slot to Tracy. Tracy back at the blue line now. Moves to Thompson. Thompson steps by the check. Gets a quick wrist shot. A quick wrist shot, but it's high. And Tracy keeps it in at the point. Ooh, took a funny bounce there. Comes to McCracken, deflected right on. Murphy had lost his stick, and he still got a shot on. That's interesting. Here's McCracken back to Tracy at the point. Under 4 minutes to play here. Here's Adams at the 45. Cuts it across. Goes by Thompson. He keeps it in, though, to Tracy. Tracy. Back to Thompson, the drive, the save, rebound. And McCracken gets railed as he tries to get the shot off.
Good save by Kip Blanchard. And again, Potsdam's frustration a long time after the whistle. Scotty McCracken was just standing there, and trying to pick up the Potsdam number.
That was Richie Scott, I think.
Was it?
He's a big kid, isn't he? Holy moly.
He sure is. He hasn't seen a lot of ice time this afternoon, but Scotty McCracken, and this is what I really like to see. As feisty as he is,
did not retaliate.
Did not retaliate, and I know he's probably biting his tongue, but it takes a bigger man to not retaliate in this situation than to retaliate.
Off the face-off, right up into the scorer's table, so we'll do it again. We've got Putnam. No, we don't have Putnam out there taking the face-off. We got Derek Durant. who is out there along with Carl Bradley and Matt Farrell. 3 forwards out, killing the penalty. We've got the Morris Fauché Bigelow connection on the power play. Off the face, Potsdam controls it in the zone. They got an opportunity in front, but it's poke checked away. Bigelow comes back the other way. Here comes Bigelow, across the blue line, flips it, in behind the net, chases it down, and it goes into the corner. Jake Morris after it. Morris now, and Farrell. The puck comes back into the corner. Fauché takes a swipe at it, misses, comes back up with it, centers it, and it's knocked down in front by Derek Durant. Durant down the ice, and he just whips it into the Massena zone. That'll take care of the penalties. And so Potsdam killed off the two-man advantage. But, of course, at this stage of the game, Massena really doesn't need any more goals. They just want to get out of this unscathed, so to speak. Keep their head up, don't get anybody hurt, and finish the game. Thompson, he just ran into Sean Putnam. They both went down, and the puck goes up into the Potsdam bench.
Well, that's I don't know how young Mr. Putnam's judgment. He's not very big, but I'll give him credit for being gutsy. Timmy Thompson is head and shoulders, and Timmy crossed the blue line, and Sean Putnam railed him. He went down, but so did Timmy Thompson. So I don't know about his judgment, but I'll tell you, he's gutsy.
Yeah, 5-1 Massena on the Corky's Collision scoreboard with 2:39 left in the third period. This game has been a slow game.
Well, the penalties will do that, and that's it. Really has taken the edge off the flow. That fiasco we saw, so to speak, in the second period, and it's somewhat carried over here in the third. How many penalties do we have in the third period, Joey, so far?
McDonald gets a shot off the face-off. It goes into the corner. Talcott after it there. Leatherland trying to take him in the boards. Talcott steps away, but McDonald keeps it in to Chris Leatherland. He feeds it in behind the net. Now Grayling is there to flip it around the boards. And the puck poked away. Now Durant with it. Leatherland trying to force him. Now Blair throws a check in behind the net. And finally Potsdam clears it.
This is the Blues brothers out here. We should say the Bruise brothers. These guys won't take it backwards, have they?
Mike Adams throws a check. Fowler picks up the loose puck. Side of the net. Leatherland takes him out of the play. Puck comes along the boards. McDonald. Nice headman pass. Jason Labarge steps by the defense, picks it up, and into the zone. He gets taken out of the play, and in the corner it goes. Back to Leatherland, but he can't keep it in. Mike Adams has it at the blue line. Adams waits for his wings. He's going to take a shot at net. Why not? And the save made by Kip Blanchard. He leaves it in behind for Grayling. In the corner it goes, 1.5 minutes. Grayling flips it to center ice. Here's Whitcup. Whitcup trying to avoid a check there and goes underneath it. And it comes to Grayling. Back to the blue line. Farrell doesn't get it out. Labarge keeps it in. Here's Jason with a puck. We have a whistle. Tommy Moore in there along with Mike Saber. And I think Tommy's going to pick up the penalty. A hit from behind.
I'll tell you, Eric Grayling's going to wonder what he got his hands hold of. He's a big boy, and he had Jason Labarge tied up, and Jason just
muscled through him.
He shook him like he was like a dry leaf and threw him right to the ground.
Jason Labarge, he may be one of the best skaters on this Raider team. He's young. When he gets a little seasoning under his belt, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
I tell you, he showed me something with pure physical strength. As I said, Eric Grayling's he's a pretty big hockey player, and he just shucked him like he wasn't even there.
So Potsdam will be on the power play for the rest of the way here with 1:22 left. The Raiders lead at 5-1.
I'm sure with this timeout, Coach Jerry Patterson is telling this club, look at only 1:21 the game. We haven't probably got enough time to get 4 goals, but let's maintain our composure. This is let's finish up here with a class act. This is the championship of the NAC Division 1. Let's not let's finish up as a class act. And I know the Raider coaching staff, they're on the other side of the coin. They're saying, okay, just keep the head up. Minute 22 and this is over. You played a fine game out there. Maintain your composure. And under the circumstances, I will have to say the 2 officials out here, the Lake Placid Connection, have done a very, very good job.
Yeah, they have. It has been a tough one.
It's been a tough game to call. With this large crowd oohing and eyeing on every hit out there, sometimes you get an official who isn't strong. He can be influenced.
You mean what was a large crowd?
Was as well. I haven't looked down. I had to peer over. Oh, yes, it certainly has diminished by quite a bit. But there's still
A good amount of people here.
Good amount of people. They were packed to the rafters here early.
Putnam will face Tracy, wins the draw and flips it back in the Potsdam zone. The Sandstoners, Grayling, he's going to leave it for Putnam, and why not? Putnam going down the board, ran into his own guy. The puck comes free, picked up by McCracken. He loses at the blue line into the zone. That should have been an offside, I think, but here's the shot across the goal mouth and into the corner it goes. A minute to play here in the hockey game. Here's Putnam. Oh, nice move. And he backhands it. Oh, Drushy didn't even see that one, but it went wide. And Thompson's going to flip it down the ice. In the Potsdam zone, they try to move it ahead. Tracy gets a whack at it. It comes free to McCracken. Scotty, quick wrist into the Potsdam zone. Back down the ice. Here come the Sandstoners. Farrell poked away from him. Potsdam has to regroup. 30 seconds left. Can we put it in the W now?
Yes, we can put this one in the W, Jerry.
Tracy flips it down the ice. 5-1 is how, well, I can't say how it's going to end because Putnam has the puck. Oh, he just gets railed by McCracken. Apparently a legitimate check. Here comes Farrell in behind the net. He's forced wide by Levac. Levac knocks him down. Back to the point. 7 seconds left. Buchanan scores.
Never say die. Stoners with 4 seconds left in the game. Back to the point. A long drifting shot, but by Jason Buchanan, a rising shot, and Brewster Rushy never saw it. There was a lot of traffic in front, really a pileup, and Jason Buchanan picked that top corner. So this one's going to end too little too late for the Sandstoners, no. But maybe if they, earlier on in that second period, if they would have stuck to a little bit more hockey, then
might have been a very different game.
A lot closer than what it has been. But here comes the official announcement. It'll go to Jason Buchanan.
Yeah. That was a nice shot, rising shot. It beat DeRushy high on the stick side. So 4 seconds left. We'll drop the puck and get this one over with, I would think. And hopefully, here it is. Comes into the Massena zone. Thompson flips it over to Levac. Ahead it goes. That'll take care of it. And the Massena Red Raiders win the sectional championship 5-2 over Potsdam. And kudos to the Raiders. They played a pretty good game here under some adverse conditions.
They came out and they played probably their finest period of the year. Would rank up there in the top 2 or 3 periods that they played this year. That first period, they were really flying out there, and it got started that unit of Pat Tracy, Scotty Murphy, and Scott McCracken. They were really cooking, humming out there. They didn't get any goals right off the bat. The Jake Morris line picked up the first 2 goals, but they were humming and they really moving out there, and it picked up the whole team. And this is what the Raiders needed, and came out of that first period 3-0. The Sandstoners didn't play that bad in the first period, Jerry. They conceivably could have come out of there, but for a good break that Massena caught when Sean Putnam missed a wide open net in the tail end of the first period with the Massena had 2-0. Instead of being 2-1, the Raiders came back down. Jeff Bigelow, second goal of the night and second goal of the period, made it 3-1. That changed the whole complexion. Yeah. And then the second period, well, we're not going to rehash that. It turned into just a parade to the penalty box, and it was just uninspiring, and I hate to see those things. And Potsdam took themselves right out of the hockey game then.
So Massena Red Raiders end up the regular season champs and the playoff champions, and they have the task ahead of them of hosting Albany Academy next Saturday night.
Yes, they do, but I personally don't feel that Albany Academy, they're an outstanding hockey club. They showed me a lot, but I don't think that they can play above the level that they played when they were here the last time. To repeat that performance, it's going to take a lot, and so keeping that in mind, and I think Massena can come up a notch or two.
Yes.
They were ready for that game, but the Academy got a couple quick goals on them right off the bat, and took a little wind out of their sails. Plus, Massena knows what to expect. So I'm looking forward to a very, very entertaining hockey game, and I don't think we're going to see a 6-1 game that we saw the first time. I think the way you look at Jerry, they've got to face this team someplace. They got to win 3 games to get to win that championship.
They might as well play them at home.
Might as well play them at home. Make them travel at 160, 70 miles and have that home crowd advantage, and good home cooking and things like that. This is what you want to have, and I'm pretty. I won't say optimistic, but I think the the Raiders are going to be right there when that final bell rings, and I think that they can knock off that Albany Academy squad.
Okay, we're having the awards being announced right now, and they're mentioning the fact that the Division II trophy was donated by Crow Sports in Massena, so they're getting a big hand. Okay, here we go. Second team forwards. Pat Tracy of Massena. Although Patrick played he played first team tonight, no doubt about it.
Question.
Second team,
Brian Putnam of Potsdam. And so did he. So Brian Putnam and Pat Tracy, both second team All-Northern.
Second team,
Scotty McCracken of Massena. Scotty getting his certificate. On defense, second team. Scott Leonard of Canton. So here comes Scotty Leonard. Leonard, of course, not able to play in the last game against Massena. Probably glad he didn't.
Had that shoulder.
Eric Grayling of Potsdam getting a second team defense spot. Second team goalie Greg Conger of OFA. Okay, now the first team. Forwards. Dale Trombley of Plattsburgh. And Rob Skoski of Plattsburgh. On defense, Mike LaRose of OFA. Mike Adams of Massena. First team defense, and he certainly deserves it. When you go through the regular season without a loss. First team goalie, is there any question? Bruce DeRushy of Massena.
Still a good-sized contingent, Jerry. Still here.
Oh, yeah. They're making some noise. And the most valuable player, with a lot of discussion about this one.
First team goes to a forward, Joe Daldo, Watertown.
Joe Daldo of Watertown. And I understand that Bruce DeRushy was nominated. And I can't believe, I mean, maybe I'm a homer or what, but I can't believe it. Okay, Coach of the Year.
For his service when I first came in here, and Don Clark took it over after him, and Chuck Diefendorf.
Okay, is there any doubt who the Coach of the Year is, David?
Not in my mind.
Stan Moore of Massena.
Did a great job molding this young club. I don't think too many people expected the Raiders would end up with the season that they had this year, and
no doubt about it.
he's the dean of North Country.
31 years.
31 years, yeah. And well respected throughout the sport of hockey. Fine gentleman.
Okay, now the academic All-Northerns. And they're going to go through that.
Taking different ideas from different sports, and hockey in a sense was the most complicated.
And what you have to do to get an academic All-Northern, Dave, is you've got to maintain an 88 grade point average and be, a contributor on your team.
It's a very distinguished award. While they're not making these announcements, Jerry, maybe pick them up and I can save the wrap-up. You want to go through some of the
Why don't you
scores?
go through that, because we're not going to pick all these up anyway. We'll have to get them for later, because they takes them a long time to go through all these names. But we can go through the wrap-up now.
Okay. Messena scored the first goal at the 10:15 mark of the first period. Jeff Bigelow, his 14th of the year, unassisted goal, put the Raiders up 1-0. And at the 11:33 mark, about a minute and 15 seconds later, Captain Pat Tracy on a power play with assists going to Mike Adams and Timmy Thompson, and that was Pat's 13th goal of the year. And to finalize finish off the scoring in the first period, Jeff Bigelow is second of the period and 15th of the year, with Timmy Thompson wheeling out of his own end, making the clearing pass up on the right side, and Jeff Bigelow busting down around the Potsdam defenseman, and from the face-off circle, wristing one to the top corner. The Raiders led 3-0. In the second period, the Sandstoners came right back, real 40 seconds of the second period, put themselves right back into contention. Carl Bradley with an assist going to Russ Bitely on a power play, and they were right back into contention, starting to carry the play, and then the parade of penalties started, and it was just downhill after that. Potsdam, I think, picked up 9 penalties in the second period, and 7 of those I would consider the real bad variety, foolish penalties, and it was all over after that. The Raiders got that goal back at the 10:56 mark, as second of the evening. Captain Pat Tracy is 14th of the year. This one was also a power play, a 2-man advantage. Timmy Thompson and Mike Adams picking up assists. Tim Thompson, his 3rd assist of the game, and Mike Adams picking up his 2nd assist. And in the third period, close this off. In the third period at the there we go, over here on the.
I just want to mention this. Jeff Bigelow getting academic All-Northern. We just want to mention his name.
Make his parents very proud.
Yes.
And I'm sure
Brett Schneider, we knew that.
Yes. Next year you'll see number 3 not only academic All-Northern. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him on the athletic All-Northern. Finish off the scoring at the 12:19 of the second period. Joey Fauché with assist going to Brett Schneider. That was the Raiders' 5th goal, and the Sandstoners finish up the scoring at the 14:56 mark. Jason Buchanan with assist going to Matt Farrell to finish out the scoring.
Right now they're giving away the Outstanding Goaltending Award, which we're very proud to sponsor, WMSA. And Bruce DeRushy winning the award. And he had the best goal against average in Division I.
He's been, I would say, probably my candidate for the MVP for this Massena squad. He's been standing tall all year long. He's maybe one bad game, if you can call it that, up in Lake Placid. I didn't get a chance to see it, but he wasn't one of his better games. But that was the only one all year long. The Raiders still came away with a 5-2 win. But he's been a tower of power for the Raiders all year long.
Okay, now for the league winner, and of course that's Massena, of course. The Red Raiders will come over, and Mike Adams, the captain, Pat Tracy, the captain, Brett Schneider, or Mike is assistant, and Brett is assistant, Pat Tracy, the captain. It has been an outstanding, no matter what happens now, Dave, it has been an outstanding year for Massena hockey. It really has.
It certainly has, and I think they're going to go into that Wednesday night's game very positive, and as I mentioned to you, the Academy is fine a club as you'll want to see, but I don't think they can come up to that level of play, and I feel that on Saturday, I keep saying Wednesday, do I say?
St. Lawrence Central's playing on Wednesday.
St. Lawrence Central's playing on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon, 2:30, and hope to see a big crowd at the arena to cheer the Raiders on. I think that they can knock off the Academy. They'll have to play to the top of their game, and they'll have to get the outstanding goaltender, but I feel that
Seton Catholic will be the, what can we call it, the nomination from Section 10. And the coaches will have to vote on as to whether they get the at-large bid. Massena, of course, with a victory, is the #1 team. They'll be hosting Albany Academy.
Next Saturday,
yep.
March 3rd, at their home rink, Section 2's winner.
Albany Academy.
Possibly maybe Albany. I guess they played today.
Oh, possibly about it is going to be the Albany Academy.
No, they already played.
The Cadets, yeah.
The seeding will be done by phone tomorrow
So the big conference call is tomorrow, so they can set everything up and vote on the at-larges. And I would say Seton's got a shot, depending if Suffern wins. If Suffern loses their final, then they'd have to go with Suffern for the at-large, for the pure fact that they beat Seton twice during the regular season.
And the at-large representative, let's say it comes out of, but let's say it is Seton, would have to travel down to
Suffern, or
Suffern.
whoever wins down in Section 1.
Right. Which is a long haul down there. You well know you were down there last year with the Raiders.
That's right. That's right.
See you, Sandy.
Good luck tonight, Sandy. Let's get those Golden Knights going tonight, huh?
I'm all screwed up. I can't pronounce the name right. Listen to him.
Sandy Caligiuri, who does the sports director for PDM and was broadcasting just down the booth from us today.
So the players go off the ice, and well, we finished up the regular season.
And a nice little, I'd like to see this out here, Kip Blanchard and Bruce DeRushy giving each other a nice big hug. Love to see that sportsmanship showing out there.
What's this Mr. Long gets to carry the trophy? What's going on there?
Well, he's going to pass that on to Lou. He's going to make, he's got to get a few other things. But the Raiders should be very proud of not only today's game and not just the 5-2. What I'm really impressed about was the way that they maintained their composure out there under, at times, some very adverse conditions. They really impressed me with that, and that's to me, that's what it's all about.
I notice Betty DeRushy, Bruce's mother, has the outstanding goalie trophy and a few tears in her eyes.
Well, he certainly was deserving of it.
You bet.